Hey guys, Martin here. The last We're Still Here that I'll be recording for my Europe trip, this one. It's going to be released the day I get back from Europe, actually, or at least the day I fly out. So I'll probably be in the sky right now, on a plane, feeling kind of crappy, I imagine. I don't know how I'll be feeling. I know I'll be feeling crappy, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm going to be flying back, and they're going to be 3 layovers, and I'm going to have probably gotten no sleep, and then I'll probably get no sleep when I land, and then I have to go do a recording session as soon as I land. As soon as I wake up, I have to pretty much drive all the way over, funnily enough, right back to where LAX is, because that's where the studio is I'll be recording at. So, that's going to be frustrating, but I wanted to talk about an experience I actually am currently having, which is I'm currently on my own for the weekend. The reason I'm on my own is because my wife has gone off to a convention. I talk a lot about conventions, and I realize that that's not an ordinary thing for a lot of people, but doing what I do and, I don't know, being who I am, sometimes I'll go to conventions and I'll do public appearances, and it affects my depression, I won't lie. So I'll be talking about that a lot in this series. But in this case, my wife is attending a convention in Birmingham, Alabama. And she's doing that because one of her favorite actors, or at least an actor for one of her favorite characters of all time, Dragon Age's Alistair. The actor's name is Steve Valentine. She's going to meet him because he played an important part in her life. He actually played an important part in a roundabout way of us even being together. So I should be grateful to him as well, I suppose. But she's doing that because it's important to her and because it's an important emotional step in her life, an important emotional milestone for her to go to talk to him about the effect that he had on her. I hope she's doing okay. I haven't actually been able to talk to her that much this weekend. I've called her a couple of times, but she's been busy. But the thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that I'm alone for the weekend, and I'll be honest, it was something I was looking forward to, and that's because of my depression. And it's funny to say that. You're probably going to be like, wait, why? What? That makes no sense. And it doesn't make sense, I shouldn't be, depression doesn't usually make you look forward to things. Depression usually makes you trepidatious. It usually makes me, at the very least, terrified to the point of wanting to just not think about it, period. There are things that are going to happen in my life with a certainty that I will just choose to pretend aren't real at times, because my depression is like, well, you're not going to be able to handle that, or there'll be a thought in the back of my mind that's like, well, if this happens, then it will ruin everything. So let's just pretend that there isn't even a chance of it happening, even though it's definitely going to happen. In this case, with Mariana being gone for the weekend, my depression actually encouraged me to look forward to it. And I don't know how best to explain why, but I guess the best way is just to be completely honest. I want to be completely alone sometimes, entirely because of my depression, I imagine. I'm a bit of an introvert. I like being by myself from time to time. I like having a large portion of the day to myself, especially when I'm working. I just don't feel like I can get any work done if there are people around sometimes. But it's not something where I can't be with other people. I can be with other people. I'm not the most social person. I'm not the most outgoing person at times, and I'm not the most talkative person, period. Doing these vlogs is actually kind of difficult for me because I just don't feel naturally inclined to speak, especially about myself. But with this weekend, I've been looking forward to it because in my head, as screwed up as it sounds, in my head, my depression's been like, hey, now you'll get to experience what it's like where there's nobody in your life that cares about you. And it's going to be great because you're going to see just how little you mean to people. And you're going to see just how alone you should be. You know, my depression has been telling me, whatever happens this weekend, do not contact anybody. Do not try and reach out to anybody. Do not even try and have a good time, because being alone is going to be your good time. Being alone and doing nothing and having nobody to talk to, that's going to be a party for you, because it's all you deserve. And that's what my depression's been telling me this whole time leading up to this weekend. And I 100% believed it. I won't lie. I 100% listened and was like, yeah, I can't wait to be in an empty apartment with obviously animals, but with nobody, where I can spend an entire 24-hour period without opening my mouth and speaking, because what could possibly come out of my mouth that anybody would want to listen to? And I've been looking forward to just being alone and having nobody and having nothing. And that's not good. It's actually really bad. It's been, I won't lie. I've been kind of like, I've been okay up until today. I've been okay with the whole thing. It's just been a thing that's been, I've just allowed, it's like I've been going with the flow of this river that's leading to a very frightening looking waterfall, and I don't know if I'm going to fall off and it's going to be okay. I don't know how big the drop's going to be, but I know that right now I'm okay, if that makes sense, you know, because I'm relaxed. I'm just going where the water's taking me, and I can hear the waterfall coming, and I'm just like pretending it's not there. This is all, I'm sure this is all very obscure and confusing to some of you, but ultimately what I'm saying is I let depression lie to me about the fact that I was looking forward to being completely alone, and I let depression manipulate me. And I let my depression tell me that this is how my life should be, alone, with nothing and with no one, and not bothering anybody and not letting anybody in. And this happens to me, you know, on a more low key scale all the time. You know, if there's an opportunity to go hang out with my friends and I don't have to take it, my depression will say, no, don't go. Why would they want you there, even though they're inviting me, you know? And that'll just be something where I'm like, oh, it's just this one evening. It doesn't make me a bad friend, but then it'll be every evening. And then this weekend, with Mariana gone and Caitlin, our roommate in Japan, it's just been a case of me being unable to reach out to anybody, even if I wanted to, because my depression has me sort of in a prison. It sounds so melodramatic, but this is how I feel. I feel like depression has sort of guided me into this prison, promising that it'll be okay, you know, telling me, you know, well, just come in here and everything will be all right. Just come in here and you'll be taken care of. And this will feel okay, because this whole big outside thing is really scary and confusing, and it's just making you feel crappy. So if you just come in here where it's quiet and there's nothing in here to bother you, then you'll be all right. Because what else would you want than nothing? I feel like I tried explaining my feelings and it made it even more confusing. But I looked forward to this weekend specifically without even thinking about the fact that I was even going to Europe, because I wanted to be alone more than anything, because I allowed that. I allowed myself to want that. And I've come to this weekend and I've realized that that's definitely not what I want. And I kind of needed to record this, even if it's not for a We're Still Here. I needed to film this because I needed evidence of me saying that No matter how badly I want to be alone sometimes, no matter how badly it feels like being with other people and being with Mariana or being outside, at these different events and hanging out with people, no matter how badly I feel that I don't want that and I just want to be as far away from those people as possible, I can't manage like this. I can't manage on my own, and I don't want to be alone. I want there to be somebody here. I want to be able to talk to Mariana. I want to be able to talk to anybody. And there have been people contacting me. There have been people texting me and calling and saying, why don't you come hang out? And I've been like, no, this is what I want. I want to be alone. I just want this. I just want time to myself. But I really want somebody to talk to. It's just an upsetting experience, because I tricked myself into thinking this was something I wanted, and now I'm stuck. It's hard to recognize the lies that depression is telling you until it's too late sometimes. But it's important to remember that at least one of those lies you can recognize, and the lie that is easy to recognize is that you're worthless and that you shouldn't be here. You should be here, and you're worth so much. You're worth a life, and that's the most precious thing. And some of you have so much of your life ahead of you. Just don't spend it alone if you can't help it. And don't make other people feel lonelier by leaving. I'm sorry. Well, that's my We're Still Here, and that takes me up to the end of the trip that I'm taking. By the time this one comes out, I'll be home, and I hope that I get back and everything's okay, and that I haven't freaked out or ruined the experience for anybody. And I hope to see you soon. I'll talk to you later. You take care, okay?